Well, this week we're back with First Peter, my namesake. And in this reading, Peter is, in the letter of Peter is asking us to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. Okay, so what are exactly spiritual sacrifices, and how does God actually accept these sacrifices? Well, let's find out. So the best way to do this is to go to an actual sacrifice. So let's go to Noah. So God allowed the world to be destroyed because of sin. And the waters receded, and Noah's out of the ark, and he's going to, first thing he does, he's going to offer a sacrifice to God. So he takes some of the animals that are acceptable, and he offers them. So picture that on the grill there's ribeye and filet mignon and double lamb chops, and the smoke and of the barbecue is rising up to heaven, and God is now smelling this offering. It draws you in, and God was not in a very good mood because the world was just destroyed by sin, is now getting to be in a very good mood. I cook once a week for the seminary, and the seminarians are very nice. They're very respectful, and they're formal with me. But one the day when I cook, get the onions and the garlic going for my sauce, the smell starts to go around the house, and one by one the seminarians show up and say, "Oh, what's going on?" And they're very friendly, they're very happy to be there and to find out what's going on. That's God. So picture God in this not a very good mood that we destroyed the world by our sin, and now he's having this sacrifice, and he's smelling the food, and he's drawn in, and he comes in a good mood with a gift. Not a gift of wine. It's the gift that God is giving Noah is a promise. A promise that I will never allow humans to destroy the world with sin again. And so it's a terrific promise. And so this is what acceptable. This is what an offering acceptable to God is really all about. Now we know with Peter, and if you check out my other video on Peter, the whole letter is on suffering. And it's suffering that glorifies God. It's a specific type of suffering that when people oppress us, or we are discouraged or down and out, what we do is we use God's qualities and characteristics to show off God. So this is when we are most patient, when we're kind, merciful, generous. These are all reactions that we have when we suffer. And when we have these kind of reactions, when we show off God's wonderful characters and qualities of patience and being merciful and forgiving, God is glorified, and that's the sacrifice that God loves. And of course, God will wants to come in the way he accepts these sacrifices. He comes with gifts. And I remember I always used to help my mother around the house with some of the chores, and I complained one day. I says, "How come I have to do all the dishes and mow, vacuum, clean, and do the windows?" And my oldest brother David did my father's chores, which is mowing the lawn and fixing doors and carpentry stuff. My mother said to me, says, "The reason why you help me is because when I'm happy, you're happy." So these sacrifices, remember that what we do is we're glorifying God by showing the world God's wonderful qualities and characteristics when we are oppressed and when we are down and out. This is the time to really show off God's wonderful qualities. And of course, this is the sacrifice that God really loves and is acceptable, and he rewards. So when we go to church this Sunday and hear this wonderful reading and the letter of Peter's advice here is to tell us to really be strong in our commitment with Christ and to show off those qualities. And we know now what sacrifices that God really loves. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.